Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this very special... Which one am I looking at?
Whichever one you want.
Welcome to this very special visual episode of the James Donald, Forbes McCann Catamaran Plan. I'm joined by the Good Boy Footy Energies podcast team. Hello, boys.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, welcome. Hello.
So, we've just recorded your podcast. I think I spoke too much. I'm pretty high. I had a circumcision a couple of days ago. Thanks for taking that off.
I thought you got a vasectomy.
Never. I would never get a vasectomy. No, repulsive. Now, the circumcision was a medical necessity. So I am high as a kite, but I just thought while we're here having a good time together, it would be a good time to do a very special save time. It's all plugged in, you know? I've got the best guests in the world to talk about the Patreon and why it's so important for people to sign up to the James Donald, Forbes McCann Catamaran Plan Patreon, getting special episodes of the Captain's Log podcast, and I'm sending out mugs, hand-drawn mugs to my Patreons very soon for any amount. It's going to be more expensive to send the mug than how much those Patreons sometimes have paid if they're on a lower payment plan.
So you just draw, how do you draw that on?
You get an oil-based texter, you alcohol rub the mug,
Yep.
and I can draw anything onto there. You put them in an oven for a certain amount of time to bake it on, and that's machine,
in the kiln.
washable. It's like a kiln.
Are we just looking at like landscapes? What sort of scenes are you painting on the
Well,
list?
I've asked the Patreon people what kind of mugs they want. Someone wanted me to draw my foreskin. I said, cool. Someone wanted me to draw them. Someone wants me to draw a scene of a Mediterranean town in Europe, and I'm not very good at drawing. But I was getting the machine produced. So expensive to get the machine produced. Better to go to Kmart, do it yourself. So you get a special offer on a mug sent to everybody who signs up to the Patreon. At the end of this month, those are the people getting it. Now, the Good Footy Energies team, you do not have a Patreon.
No.
Are you afraid of commercializing the work?
Brad certainly isn't. Brad's always thinking commercially.
No, just trotting along at the moment. We'll look at that as we go.
In the future. You don't want people discovering that all along it was a ruse to get their hands on your cash or your uncircumcised penis, because then these things fall apart, you know? But what we've got to do, I say exploit people. Let me say that differently. You know, I was thinking about the word use and the word utilize, and they mostly mean the same thing, except when you say they're utilizing me. It sounds really great, but they use me. That just doesn't sound very nice at all. That's not a nice thing. So I want the boat. That's what it's all about. It's about getting people on the Patreon and giving them quality mugs made by me. Some people are getting shirts. You got to join that Patreon. I don't join anyone's Patreon. I don't pay a single person.
No.
Would you join ours if we...
You know what? Nah, but I would talk to people about it and how good it is. I'm poor.
We are inspired. We have been a bit inspired by your Patreon. You've just gone like a Tasmanian devil in a whirlwind of energy.
I need the boat, Brad.
How close are we to the boat ownership goal?
We're not close.
I loved on your Patreon.
I thought there was more to that sentence.
Because on Patreon, you set yourself goals as when you get to this target, this will be happening. And I love you set one of the goals was when you're receiving this amount, if you to receive that for the rest of your life, then at some point you would achieve a boat.
If I don't die young, which at this point, so much would have to change for me to reach the average lifespan. And also there would have to be no inflation of any kind between now and then.
Yeah. I can't foresee any further inflation to what's currently happened.
Thank God for that fuel excise tax being cut. $170. What was it? $1.07? I'm high. But listen, the Patreon, that's such an important thing. Community payment. The mainstream media has fallen apart. It's done. They can't make a star anymore. Did you watch the gala, the Melbourne International Comedy Festival gala?
No, I
Of course you didn't. No one does. No one does
one
anymore.
does.
It's 10:30 on a Wednesday on the ABC. No, it's all about me and you, the beloved fans of the James Donald, Forbes McCann Catamaran Plan. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this while I'm so high. Honestly, that general anaesthetic was the greatest. So what sort of products would you like to give to people if you had a Patreon?
I think a football scarf would probably be something.
Oh,
that would be good.
I love that, like a special good boy.
Yeah, that we could do for our own fictional team or just the podcast. Yeah.
Hand knitting or...
I think like maybe some purple and green in there, or some red.
The colours that Fremantle left behind.
Yes,
love it.
There's a phenomenon known as the random South sky. So in NRL, the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Any sporting event in the world, you can always spot a South Sydney Rabbitohs jersey in the crowd. That's what I want for our
Christmas
sky.
time. You know what I'm thinking? The Crows colours, right? But replace that blue with teal. Right, because when one of the clubs has real financial hardship, that's probably what's going to happen anyway. They'll merge them together when the time comes. When they go like, that's it, AFL 10 teams, no more. They'll have to be one. That'll be the colours, and you'll be so ahead of the wave.
James, have you ever thought of offering up a reward on Patreon? Maybe like you get to go and play cricket with you at the nets.
I've never thought of that. I don't like to meet people. These people don't even get to come on the boat.
It doesn't even have to be you. You could maybe have like Santa Claus. You know,
you could play them in the nets.
Yeah.
If you sign up to the Patreon this month, not only do you get a mug, but one of you, if you can get to South Australia, can go down to the cricket nets with Brad Hollis, and you can. I'm going to say, do you want a bowl, or do they want to? What do you want to do?
I'll have a bowl first, and then I'll have a bat.
Yep.
Open to women only. Brad's been looking for a lady who plays cricket for some time.
That's true.
Preferably on a state list.
One of my
an all rounder.
Training at least twice a week.
Bat and a bowl.
At least of Division 2 level for women's cricket.
Training 2 times a week.
Yep.
Train 2 times a week. Yeah. So what would that? If you're playing for the university or something, that's fine. Anything less than that, don't waste my Braddy's time. It's so important that we all come together. I'm thinking about making mass-produced mugs for the public. I'm really into this mug idea.
He's forgotten that he's already said it because he's on the codeine or the thing. He comes back.
This is a different kind of mug. Different kind of mug. So that's the hand-drawn mugs that I'm going to do for the people inside the Patreon.
James, we've already talked. James, we've already discussed it.
He's now thinking Maxwell House.
You fucking gaslight me, you dog. I don't know what's going on here, exploiting a vulnerable man. Can I get a lift home? I can't drive.
How'd you get here?
My mum. Yeah, she's come over to stay and look after
You wearing cricket pants right now?
Yeah, these were Amos Gills, and they're the baggiest pants I own. It's touch and go having the circumcision and wearing the white trouser. But I'll know when I'm having trouble.
I'm just glad you just post-circumcision just...
I genuinely feel spiritually uplifted.
You look like you're floating.
Muslims and Jewish converts say this. Thank you. If you go on the forums, it's Americans going, my circumcision is the worst thing that ever happened to me. And all these Muslims going, man, I'm closer to Allah than ever before with my circumcision. I'm all about it. Are you circumcised?
No.
Man, look into it. Circumcised? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Brady?
You can tell.
Fine God.
You can tell.
But after I got circumcised, I didn't walk for like 10 to 12 months.
That's very good.
That was good.
Because he was a baby.
Do you want to see it?
No. What I can see though is I can definitely see some stainage from maybe post circumcision.
No, none of that's circumcision. That's just children. It's a beautiful new dick. It's a fresh new way to have a penis.
Does it look different? I don't know.
Yeah, man. It's swollen a lot because what they've done is cut off a big piece of skin and sewed it on again. So it looks. I don't know how this is going to look. Yeah, because I was knocked out for it, so I don't know what they did. What was real weird is before they gave me the general anaesthetic, they have to give you all the warnings, and the guy was like, there is a chance that you will remain conscious and able to feel, but will be unresponsive while we're doing it. And I said, what? And he said, small chance. Now we need you to sign here. And I just thought, I actually would have liked that. Like in that Metallica song, there's darkness enveloping me. He just lies there suffering immensely, wanting the ceiling to come down on him.
You also imagine that Curb Your Enthusiasm music. Did you have any dreams while you were under?
No, but I had some epiphanies when I woke up. I had some big epiphanies.
Oh, because you're in a different realm. You've come back with some...
I came back with ideas. I was in a really bad mood when I went out, and when I woke up, I felt right and new. And I was trying to look at it. I was trying, what have they done on my dick? And the nurses are like, there's children in here. I was in a big room with a lot of people, and they were like, and your bum was hanging out before. This lady was having a go at me for my bum hanging out while I was under a general anaesthetic. Whose fault's that? I'm not wearing the blame for that. But I realised that my family, my whole family, my mum, dad, me and my wife and my children, my brother and his partner, I just feel like we should all move to a big farm together in the Adelaide Hills and just live as like little house on the prairie, like community.
That
would
be
cool. I think it's the way to do it.
That would be awesome.
And it doesn't appeal to the baby boomers in the same way, but because they wanted, it's nuclear family. I've got my car, I've got my 2.5 kids. We've got our dog, and we've got our house in the suburbs. I want dynasty. I want family. I want togetherness. We all got to be a unit.
It does sound like the makings of the starting of a cult.
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking?
I also, I mean, everyone would have to be Catholic.
Could I help? Could I have like a little room and like help garden?
I mean, I'd have you anytime. I think we should. Cool. I think we should all. I'd love what I want. Well, I do want a cult, not a cult, but like I want to just live.
He's got all these Catamaran Patreon people living there.
I want to live with 150 people in a small town where everybody knows each other. That's how it's meant to be.
Exactly.
That's how it used to be with the boat. What about the boat?
That was. I got two images. Like he's like. You're doing that, and all the patrons living there, but you're living on the boat. Either it's in the water, or it's just on the it's on the land. He's living in the boat on the tray. And
everyone calls him the captain.
I want to do it like that restaurant in Glenelg. Do you ever go to that restaurant when you were a kid? No, the boat in the water.
Yeah,
it's gone. Is the revolving one? The building's still there, but can you still?
The building's still there. It's actually currently up for sale.
Really?
It actually doesn't rotate anymore.
If you could get that rotating again, I think we're now at the point with Instagram and the culture's changed where that'd be cool again.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Revolving restaurant.
You know those like the Gold Coast. There's like those. It's like a tourism type thing where it's like the car thing, but it goes in the water and it's like turns into a boat. There's heaps of people in it.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I was thinking when those floods happen in Queensland, that thing would be all right.
Oh yeah.
Like you'd still be. You'd be floating.
It's always good to be in something that floats. I was reading about tsunamis, and that was one of the big concerns I had is if I get the boat, what if there's a tsunami and I'm out at sea and I get destroyed? Not a problem. Not a problem. Do you know this about tsunamis?
What happens?
Well, it's just like a meter out in the ocean. It's just that you don't even notice. It's just a wave. And there's the story of the Japanese fishermen from the 1800s who went out fishing and they noticed a small wave, lifted them all up. They went back to the town. Whole town was destroyed. All their loved ones were dead.
That'd be so eerie.
Yeah. That'd be terrifying.
What a beautiful story.
And if a tsunami's coming, sail into the ocean.
Yeah, start swimming, boy.
Yeah. Well, depends how much ground you think you can make.
So Andrew Simons and Matty Hayden.
That's it.
But that small wave, that would have been quite. It's funny because that would have been quite calm. It would have been like, ooh, small wave.
Small wave. Probably wouldn't know. I mean, how many small waves again? And then you get back home, it's all gone. It's so sad. But it was a long time ago, so it's pretty funny.
So join up the Patreon. I'm joining. How do I sign up?
Well, you go to Patreon. I don't really understand how to sign up because I haven't done that to anybody yet. But you go to patreon.com, I believe, /JDF McCann. And you can give $5, $10, $30, $175. I forget how much people can pay. But the important thing is it's a community, it's togetherness, and I just love everybody. Man, I feel like a flinty, steely. I've been on these opioids for like a day and a half now.
You see what the fuss is about?
Oh, no, I've always loved it. My wife doesn't let me buy them. What should I do?
Talk about the cup again.
Talk about the cup.
Like you remember that I said you forgot the mug, the drawing on.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to talk to you now about my mugs that I'll be giving out to people on my Patreon.
How are they waterproof? I mean, how you
For the boat thing. Here's my thought, right? We do the Patreon mugs. I draw them by hand with the oil and the oven, and then people get their free exclusive one if you join the Patreon by the end of this month. And then I thought I could also do print-on-demand ones for the public and then try and have a design that goes viral. Because I know some... So if you would influence my mug, I'll give you a free mug.
We'll put one right here.
Yeah, I would make the ad for you, McCann.
Please. And I know what it's going to say as well. It's going to say, I am a humble suburban husband and father. Because I think that could be really big, not only with humble suburban husbands and fathers, but those hipster women from Melbourne.
No one's going to buy that. No one's going to buy that.
I am a humble suburban husband and father.
It's certainly like more modest than World's Best Dad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, just humility.
I wouldn't mind Huge writing cat all around the cup. Catamaran plan.
That's good. I wonder if that was too commercial.
Or perhaps just a single letter on each mug. You need to buy the full set.
Oh. I don't mind
James
that.
Donald Forbes McCann Catamaran plan.
I said, Henry VIII, his wives, you can buy mugs, each wife of Henry VIII.
No
way.
way.
And I was watching a documentary on, I think it was Anne Boleyn on SBS earlier this week, and they were acting like he was just setting her up to fail. She wasn't really having sex with her brother and trying to do treason, but I was like, I reckon she was. I reckon maybe that's why she had to go, legit.
I have no idea who that is.
All right, now listen, that Patreon, once again, is coming out. This is the only video episode. Man, I don't know. How long has this been going on for?
15.
That's too much. I want to thank everybody on the Good Footy Energies team. I want to thank you, Sam.
Bless you.
That video on the auction turned out great.
You liked it?
Loved it.
Good. I want to do more with you, McCann.
All right, I got so many ideas. You want some ideas? I'll give you big ideas right now. You got some ideas? Riffing. I wrote that song. I want to film a sketch where you have a glove. You remember that one?
The glove.
Brad's glove. It's going to be a big hit. Amos Gill's coming to town. Let's get it. Let's do a Today show. Let's compete with Karl Stefanovic every day.
I'm literally
5
in.
to 8 a.m. Whatever it is, 5 to 9.
Early.
Right? Well, 6 to 9. Whenever people are doing drive time, broadcast it live. Get it out there. The other Today show, we can call it. We'll wear suits. Right? We'll have a cash cow down in the city. Maybe a different animal.
Elephant.
Could be the Tomorrow show. It could be like a futuristic focus.
I don't mind that. Wow. How about the Yesterday show, where we reenact word for word the previous Today show? What do you think of that?
I love it. I love it.
Tomorrow's today. I like that.
It's the past, present, and emerging show. Paying respect.
Tomorrow, today will be yesterday show.
Man, I just love everybody. Now, can one of you give me a lift home?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Do you live close by?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. James Donald, Forbes McCann, Catamaran plan. New episode coming out every Monday. I will be less addled. I just feel, man, you know when you go from that painkiller thing of like being in heaven to then just being like, I still feel pretty good, but I can tell my whole face and body is like filled with negativity. Of course. That's exactly where I am. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to go home and watch some University Challenge. I've just loved being here. I just love it. Have you still recording?
We're recording.
Yeah, good. No, keep it going.
I would
now,
never
listen,
stop recording
the
you,
important
McCann.
thing, here are some ideas I want to share before we go. All right, you ready? You ready? I got a message. Hold on.
His mum's like, where are you? His whole family.
I was someone trying to get me to do work.
You should be out the front for like.
He should not be out of the house. He's run off.
Yeah,
he should be in the hospital. They're hospital pants. He's escaped from.
They are hospital pants. They are 100% hospital pants.
I had a dream last night where an old man told me to get in contact with the rapper Bob. Do you remember Bob?
Airplanes in the night sky.
Yeah. Because I was thinking about who I should get on and people who people know, but their career's not in a great place at the moment for disruption. So like people that are good to bring back, like they're gettable and they have a big audience and they're not doing anything. It's like, man, Bob. B-O-B. And I was thinking, who else who's like huge, everybody knows, but they're not doing anything at the moment. You know? Who?
360.
360. I think he's still got a big fan base, but I think 360 could do it. I think 360 would be good. I was thinking of, anybody, like Mark Holden. Where's he at? Where's Mark Holden at?
He's still doing touchdowns. Oh,
gee. What about, fat, dead.
I would say Trevor Marmalade from the
Trevor
AFL
Marmalade
Footy
would
show.
be great, wouldn't he? It's disgusting that they shut that down. So actually, great. Footy, Boomer Harvey. What about Bomber Thompson? What's he up to nowadays? Selling frozen water. What's happening with I don't know. What's going on? Like who's Paulini? Do you remember Paulini?
I knew you were going to say Paulini.
You know, I was going to go Paulini.
I fucking knew it. I actually met an Uber driver.
Do you know who met Paulini?
Who
I
asked him, I was like, who's the most famous person you had in your Uber? And he said, definitely Paulini.
Paulini.
Wow.
And then he went on to, whilst driving, pull out his phone and scroll through and find the photo that he took of him and Paulini in his Uber. While driving. It was fucking incredible. On the way to the airport, it was so good.
Man, one time I had an Afghanistani Uber driver.
Oh, no.
He showed me a video on his phone of a child dying in the street. I didn't know how to review that man.
On that note, I reckon I'm getting out of this James Donald, Fonold, Connell, McCann, Catamaran, the man with the plan.
It's been real. Did we make it to 22 minutes?
Made it to 2020.
20 minutes and 20 seconds?
Yeah.
If we can do one more minute, this can go into syndication. That's a TV half hour.
Syndication.
Yeah, we got definite ad break points in here for sure.
You got anything else?
You want an idea?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I've got so many ideas. Mate, I got...
Is that
like
me?
that.
Sorry, that was...
I got so many ideas. I don't have ideas for people, but I got, here we go. You ready? Here we go. Hold on. Oh, yeah. I was at the footy. Bring the lab coats back.
Yes.
Bring the lab coats back.
Yes. And also the non-uniformity of the signalling of the goal. Sometimes just the...
Yeah.
Yeah, just do it. Do it the same way every single time. You know, and who do you go for in the Oz kick? I go for the red team. I want that red team to get up, and that's what I really get behind it.
Subconsciously have been going for the red team as well.
Yeah. I love that little red team running around.
I'm going to use that in our podcast next week.
Yeah. That's so good. I'm quiet the whole game, and then the kids come on like, come on! And they're not calling, these kids are running without bumping, bouncing, whatever. I'm on a lot of drugs. The important thing, hey, why do the police have a bank? How come the police have so much money they have a credit union? I don't think the police should have their own bank.
Seems like a conflict of interest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the real criminals.
If there's two robberies happening at the same time, police credit union bank? Or the fire credit union, which one are they going to?
Wait, do the fireys have a credit union?
They do.
These people can't have this much money that they got their own bank. That's wrong. It feels corrupt. I got so much more. Here's some more. I got some questions. Jean-Jacques Rousseau, looking at hats. I got $3,000 so far for the Catamaran plan. Right, I got a little over $3,000, and I was thinking, what can I do with that would grow the podcast most? I noticed I have one listener in Zimbabwe, and I was thinking maybe I'll just go on a holiday to Zimbabwe and see if I can grow the podcast in Zimbabwe. Like that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be cool?
It would be cool. I think it's a opportunity that no one else is taking up as well.
I find people speak English in Africa, and whenever people go and do shows, like, I'm going to do gigs in the UK. I'm going to people go and do gigs in Berlin with German-speaking people. I want to go to Joburg. I want to go to Zimbabwe.
That's a good one.
I want to go to the south of Nigeria.
Can I join you on that tour?
I'd bring you in a heartbeat. You pay your own way, you can come.
Yeah, all right. Like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Let's go to Kenya.
Blood Diamond.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving this tour though.
All right,
I'm leaving this
22?
tour.
22.
I just want to say thank you everybody for coming out. It's been real. We'll get the credits rolling up now. Sam, tremendous. Can't believe you've let me do this. Can't believe you've let me do this. I'm so full of love and positivity. Put her there. All right, it was beautiful. Thank you.
All right, nice.